Welcome to this week's edition of Sports Zone. My name is Bob Wheeler, and it was an exciting week last week in the St. Clair High School football game. The Saints improved their record to 2-0 by defeating Lakeview, St. Clair Shores Lakeview, 46-0. So that's 2 weeks in a row they've had shutout football. Defense has been awesome, stopping everything in their sights, and they can't seem to get the other team to score, which is great news. Next week they take their show on the road down to Sterling Heights, and we'll play the Sterling Heights. I'm not sure what the nickname is, but Sterling Heights just came off a loss last week to the Marine City Mariners, and Marine City shut them out. So if things go according to Hoyle, St. Clair should have the 3 shutouts in a row, but I hope I didn't jinx them with saying that. Speaking of the Mariners, they improved their record to 1-1 over the season so far. They lost the first game to Richmond, 25-24, and like I said, they beat Sterling Heights 31-0 last week down at Sterling Heights. Now next week, Richmond will play at home at the China Bowl, and they'll be hosting St. Clair Shores Lake Shore High School. And St. Clair is on the road against Sterling Heights. So we got some highlight film of the St. Clair victory last week, and let's take a look at that right now. Offense. It's all you see. That's great news for the boys. They keep it up. Coach Nesbitt has got them all fired up and ready to go. Also, last Friday evening was a Hall of Fame night for the St. Clair High School, and they inducted many ex-athletes and many coaches and community people into the High School Athletic Hall of Fame. And we are fortunate to have one of those inductees right here with us, Mr. John Davidson. John, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Now, not only are you an inductee, you're a coach, and you coach cross country and track, both. Is that right?
That's right. For the last
Careful now, careful.
13 or 14 years.
You're getting old, right?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've had great success over the years with the boys and girls too, or just boys?
Originally, actually I've coached both, and I originally started out coaching cross country, girls and boys together. Then they split the position, and somebody else took over the girls. Ken Moreski took over the girls at that time, and then I continued on with the boys. Then I coached girls track for about 12 years or 13 years, and then last year I took over as the boys head coach for the track team as well. So,
a lot of running involved.
Oh, it's always a good day to run.
It's a good day to run. There you go. if you travel around town, you see you and the boys and the kids out there running around, having a good time. It's every day, summertime, wintertime, you name it, you guys are out there.
Absolutely. There is no off season.
And it's a good thing, too, to get involved with that kind of stuff. It's good exercise for them and keeps their heart ticking real well. You had a chance to run a race this summer, didn't you? A marathon?
No, I ran the Swampfoot.
Swampfoot, okay.
Yeah, Swampfoot just this last weekend. So it was a great race. I mean, it's probably one of the premier events in this community. It's a lot of fun. They had about 1,800 guys out there.
Wow.
And girls, you know, and it's just a whole lot of fun. You know, 4 miles of obstacles and mud and jumping over things and climbing towers and sliding down mud hills, and it's just a great time. It's probably the most fun race I've ever run. So.
And you know ahead of time you're probably not going to win, so you go out there and have fun, right?
Well, yeah, most people, but I just can't do anything where I'm not competing. So.
Now, you had a little time while you were off when you couldn't run for a while.
Yeah, you know, I'm 46 years old, the knees start to go bad, you know, trying to run 70, 80 miles a week. So I just have to, I always tell people I don't run anymore, but I still run 20 or 30 a week. But, you know, but nothing like I used to. But that's okay. I don't mind. I like to make other people run hard now. So
you're on the bike making sure they run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The other day I saw you riding downtown and a bunch of guys around you. I was waiting for you to run a couple of them over. Well, that kid gave me a hard time. I'll run him down.
Right.
But that swamp race is a little different setup, isn't it, than a normal?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Race.
I mean, it's two of my former runners, John Cook and Kurt Brinker. They're the ones who organized the whole thing and got it going. And it's just kind of like a little, you know, they were brainstorming about something, and they decided, they talked about it, and they heard about another race that some other guy was doing like that. And John Cook says, well, heck, I can do that at my farm, you know. And so they built it themselves. They each made a small investment of their own money at first, and they built some obstacles and then had the first race. First year they had 400. Next year they had 1,000. Following year they had 17 to 1,800. So they're, you know, continually growing, and everybody that I talk to that runs it just thinks it's the greatest thing they've ever done, you know. It is certainly tiring, but, you know, you have a great sense of accomplishment when you finish it. You know, the morning heat at 9 a.m. is the competitive one, and so I was lucky enough to get into that one with my young son, Ben Davidson. He's 12, and he ran it too. And we both did pretty well, you know, not bad for an old guy. I got 6th overall, so I was pretty happy about that.
Now, what is the total distance you run?
4 miles.
4 miles.
Yep, 4 miles.
Is there a time that's good or bad or anything?
Really, time doesn't mean anything. It's about how you compete and where you place, you know, in a race like that, which kind of relates to cross country because every course is different. The weather's different, you know, so sometimes you just run for place, and other times you run for time. And in there, you just definitely run for place because, you know, climbing towers and all that, and sliding down ropes and running through mud holes, and you know, some of it you're up to your waist.
Sounds like basic training, doesn't it?
Just about, yeah. It's like, I guess they call it military-style obstacle course, you know. And but it's a great. And the Marines came out. They had all kinds of people out there. It's just a great event. Like I said, it's probably one of the biggest events we run here in St. Clair. That and the boat races, you know.
But you don't hear too much about this one, though.
Well, it gets in the paper and stuff. Actually, you know, a lot of people from out of the area come to run that. There's people from Canada. There were people from, well, I know one lady was there. I think she was visiting, but she was from England, you know.
Wow.
And yeah, there are people from all over the place. So
I'll have to get out there next year with a camera and get some.
Absolutely. It's definitely worth it for sure.
Is there a memorial behind this anywhere?
They do it for Liberty Riders, which is John's sister, Sarah Cook, who also ran for us. And she runs a program where she helps handicapped children ride horses, kind of gives them a little bit of sense of movement and freedom. And she runs that program. It's a really great program. And so when most of the proceeds go to benefit Liberty Riders.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, their dad, Ron, is an old classmate of mine.
Is that right?
Way back when. I had some hair back then anyway.
Sure.
That's a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of your athletes that you have in school right now run with you?
Generally, this is kind of like the heart of our season, so really the guys don't, it's kind of tough for them to run that because they're used to running all, they're already in, they're running a bunch of races already. But one of my runners, Dakota Hazel, ran in it, and he took second overall. So we did a really good job. And then he ended up running again with the Marines because all the Marines ran it together because Dakota's going in the Marines after high school. And he won that one. So he ended up running the race twice. So.
Somehow I think he's going to pay for that down the road, isn't he?
Well, yes, he
By
is.
beating those Marines.
Yeah.
They'll get him back somehow.
Sure.
Well, you were inducted in the Hall of Fame last week, and let's brag about that a little bit.
Well, this is my 15th year of coaching at St. Clair for track and my, 14th year for cross country. Basically the situation is I've had a lot of guys that really worked hard, started off the program. It started with John Cook and Kurt Brinker. Funny that we were talking about them. And then kind of, molded into the Neiman twins, Jesse Parker, Lars McElroy, Jesse Arnold. Then, they really, that's when the program got really strong, when those guys were working. Jason and Matt Neiman especially, they were instrumental in getting us to take our program to the next level. And they weren't necessarily the fastest guys on the team, but they were interested in making our team the best that it could. And they came to me with some program changes, and we talked about them, and which is kind of how I coach. When I coach, the guys have input, And so we talked about it, and we started training a little bit harder and a little bit different, and we started getting really fast. And so it kind of all started there with, John and Kurt, and then building into that 2000 team. The 2000 team went all the way to the state finals and took second place, which was kind of a great accomplishment because the year before that, those same 5 guys didn't even qualify for state. It's not like we picked up some new ringer or something. It was the same 5 guys, but they just decided to put in a good, solid work program, and as a result of that, they ended up second in the state. And since then, we've qualified for state every single year. So I got a good crop of guys every year that are willing to work hard. Our current leader of the team is Brendan Schaefer here. He's been our number 1 this year in our last race, and he's just, running really well, being recruited by some colleges. And, we've just got a really solid core group of guys all the way from the time I started until now. Everybody keeps thinking that, St. Clair's going to have an off year eventually, but we don't. We just keep rebuilding. Yeah. As we like to say, tradition doesn't graduate, and our tradition is hard work. And if you work hard, you'll be good at cross country.
There is no substitute for hard work.
Absolutely, there's not, for sure. So
these are different kind of athletes too, aren't they?
They are definitely a different kind of athlete. Number one, you have to like pain a lot, because running is not necessarily the most fun thing in the world, but the results are why we run, and this personal satisfaction. Because if you run bad, it's nobody's fault but yours. If your football team loses, you might play the game of your life, but you can't win without the rest of your team. In cross country, if you run bad, it's all on you, And so that takes a special kind of individual, for one, to respond to that kind of pressure, and number 2, to push themselves that hard so that they continue to perform, at each and every day, each and every race. And with our team, if one of our guys has an off day, we always got somebody there to step up, and that's one of our keys to success is we're deep, and so if you're off, someone's going to take your spot. So you got to be on all the time,
It's neat too. The events I've been to, I've watched these athletes, and they were always cheering for everyone else in their group.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Right to the last person comes across the finish line last.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out there cheering and encouraging that person to make it, to finish.
Absolutely.
Give your best.
Absolutely. I mean, Brennan here, when he comes to, to the finish line, if he comes across first, after he catches his faculties a little bit, which takes about 15 seconds or so, then he kind of starts jogging back and yelling for the other guys and telling them good job, and that kind of thing. And so, we're a big family, and and it really works, to our advantage for sure. And that's one of the reasons that I got Coach of the Year, because, got inducted into the Hall of Fame, is that because these guys work so hard. Their hard work pays off for me. So,
you're always Coach of the Year to me.
Well, thanks.
Brennan, tell me, why do you run?
To be good.
To be good. Is that all? That's the only reason?
I just love it. It's just kind of a part of my life now, ever since I came into high school. It's what's going to take me to college, and it's just been around.
So you're going to graduate this year. You're going to maybe go to college on a scholarship, or hopefully it'll be great.
Yeah.
And you run there in college. College is done now. You're getting old, like JD. You going to still run?
Yeah.
Why? You don't need to prove yourself, do you?
No, it's just, it'd be weird if I didn't.
It's in your blood.
Yeah.
Do you ever have desires to coach anywhere or anything?
I've actually, thought about it. See, it kind of inspired me because I've been around a good team, so kind of just want to know what it feels like to be the coach.
That's great. How would you encourage someone out there in the audience to join you in running?
Just practice every day, and you can do whatever you want. No goal is unreachable.
Ooh, I like that.
Hard work's the key to success.
I think you've heard that before from somebody, hasn't it?
Absolutely, maybe.
Okay, Brennan, here's the regular day. Tomorrow, you wake up in the morning. What's your day like?
Wake up in the morning, we'll run, we have a morning run, and then go to school all 6 hours, and then run again.
So you run in the morning.
Yeah.
You eat before you run, or you eat afterwards?
I'll eat. I won't eat until I get to school, so
Okay.
yeah, afterwards.
All right, then you go through school. After school's out, 2:30 or so, you back out there running again. Until when?
Latest will be 4 o'clock, earliest 3:30.
Okay. And you go home, get dinner, do your homework. You go out and run again?
No, not a third time.
You got to have time to recover.
Yeah.
The first time you ran all that distance and everything, were you dead tired? Did it take you a long time to recover?
Yeah.
How many times you suffered through shin splints?
Couldn't even tell you.
And what do you do for that? Ice them down?
Just ice them down and try and rest once you're done running. Try and just hang out, lay around.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing that coaches taught you over the years?
Be respectful.
Ooh. Not only of running, but of other things and people and your little sister? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. What words of encouragement would you give the coach in way of thanking him for all he's done for you?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, bud.
I think he will, because he loves it.
Absolutely.
So then cross-country season ends when?
Cross-country season ends the first Saturday in November. That's November 2nd this year. That's the day of the state finals. That's generally that's what we focus our whole season on every year. Is the final 3 races: the MAC championship, the regional championship, and the state championship. We've won the regional championship 5 years in a row, and this year we're planning on making it 6. And every year our goal is to win the state meet. That's our goal in the beginning of the season. But for the first time in quite a while, I think it's a legitimate opportunity for us this year. So last year we were 7th, and this year we're returning some people. And your faithful employee, Trevor Holowati, who works here, has just really come on, and he's made a huge difference for us. And we got Brennan at the front, and then Cody Smith, who is anywhere between 1 and 2 for us. Dakota Hazel's running really, really well. Paul Snyder's been doing a great job for us. Cody Alberti. Austin Cromroy he's doing a great job for us too.
Buddy.
Yeah, and then Buddy Broski, who is he's a freshman. He's a freshman phenom, as we like to say. He's very, very fast. He had a little setback, and he's recovered now from a slight injury, and he'll be returning will be at full strength here in a couple of weeks when he returns. It's a really good core group of guys that want to run hard every single day. They don't complain, they just want to win, and that's what it's all about, is working really hard to achieve a goal. And in the cross country, our goal is to win the state finals and win every invitational and do the best that we possibly can. But if these guys learn to work hard and achieve those goals, then later on in life they'll learn to work hard and achieve whatever goal they want to achieve.
So lifelong learning.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Where is the state meet this year?
State meet is every year since 1997, I believe, has been at Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And we keep going back there every year, and I love the course there. Some coaches don't like it because it's not pure cross country, they say, because it's flat and it's fast. Well, I like flat and fast, so I don't mind it at all.
You don't
And,
run up on the banks there?
no, we run down, you follow the contour of the track and finish at the finish line, which is kind of nice down on the
Yeah.
grass, you know. But then you run out through the camping areas and stuff. And there's a couple little hills and stuff in there, but it's really fast course, and I really like it. And, you know, like I said, we've been back there every year. We've been qualifying every year since 2000. There's a kind of a blue water area record held by Wayne Roberts of Sandusky, 16 years in a row qualifying for state. It's my plan to break that. So
You're on your way.
absolutely, we're
Now, that
close.
inside track is what, 2 miles?
Yeah, but we only run a small portion of it. You start off at the, at the far end, and I guess that would be turns 3 and 4.
Okay.
And then you run the full length of the infield, go off the track, and they put dirt across it, so you're running across dirt. Then you go out into the campground area, the 2 mile mark's out there. Then you pop back on the track, and then you have 3/4 of a mile to go. You pop back in right at turn 3, and then you follow the contour of the track all the way around until you hit the finish line. So.
So you stand up there with a checkered flag? And
But I don't think they do that. But we just run and yell a lot, you know. So
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on the things here and make sure that you get all the way to the state finals and come back a winner.
absolutely, that's the plan.
John, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for bringing Brennan along. Just got
Absolutely.
through running, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
It's a good day to run.
Yeah.
And it's a good day for you to go out there and run, so get out there and get some exercise and show that you are dedicated and I'll stop right there. Because I won't be able to run. JD, thanks again. Audience, thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time right here in the Sports Zone. And Jerry will be back next week, we hope. He's out on assignment this week. So take care, and we'll see you next time.